Sages, I'm so sorry that this video is late. I had some uploading difficulties. I'm making it up to you guys because the good thing is I realized that I missed some things in my last video. So now that I'm re-recording it, you guys are going to get the full brunt. So get ready for a lot of talking. Okay, Sag. Jupiter went direct on June 10th. That should have been like an instant shift for you guys when it comes to your positivity and your optimism and your feeling of good luck again. So definitely an amazing time for Sagittarius right now. Like I said in the last video, if you post your details below, like your birth time, date, and location, I can let you know exactly where Jupiter is giving you the most luck in your life so you can focus your energy there. See what I'm saying? So if you're getting good luck in your financial sector of your life, if you're focusing your positive energy that way, huge gains, huge gains. It's all about expansion, okay? And since Jupiter is your ruling planet, you guys are getting pretty much the most luck when it comes to Jupiter going back direct, okay? That being said, Neptune went retrograde on June 16th. So Neptune is that planet of hazy delusion, like the drugs, alcohol, things like that kind of, it's ruled by Pisces, so it's all about escaping reality, essentially. So when that goes retrograde, we get more real when we lose that haze and we lose that escapism and that delusion and that illusion, and it gets more internalized, so we're able to kind of digest it better and work through it because it's not happening on the outer, it's not manifesting in our outer world, it's more of an inner manifestation. So like I said, birth details, I'll let you know where Jupiter is giving you luck, and I'll let you know where Neptune is getting you real, so you can work with those energies. Full moon in Capricorn is coming up on July 9th. This is going to be an incredible one because it is a cardinal sign and it is all about release, okay? This full moon on July 9th is really a potent time for you guys to figure out what you want when it comes to your career, your ambitions, your status in the community, your reputation, all things like that are all ruled by the 10th house, aka Capricorn, okay? So if you know some Capricorns, you realize that they're pretty consistent in building themselves up. So when you have a full moon in Capricorn, we're able to harness that energy and build ourselves up no matter what sign we are. So what I would suggest doing, which I know my Sagittarius will do it because you guys are so adventurous and optimistic, is on the full moon on July 9th, write down 10 things that you want to see manifested in your life within the next 8 months, because the new moon in Capricorn will be in January, so I think that's 8 months. I'm not good with math. But anyways, so on July 9th, write 10 things that you want to see created in your life. Be as specific as possible. Write down as much information as you possibly can. Read it a couple times. Really internalize it. Really digest it. And then you want to burn that piece of paper and let it flow out under the full moon. Thank the full moon for helping you co-create your universe. And then you will, it's incredible when you start to see how it comes back into your life. I did this couple years ago, and I got the house that I'm living in now, which is clearly amazing. Look at my backyard. This is something, I used to live in an apartment. This is something that I not only used a vision board, but on the full moon, I wrote down my dream house and all of these criterias, and then I burned it with the full moon. I thanked the moon for helping me with this creation process, and I just waited, and it was Sag, it was crazy. It was like within 3 months, and I remember looking at my vision board and my husband being like, that is our house. Like, it was crazy. Like, literally on the vision board was our exact house. Like, I can't make this stuff up. It is incredible. Same thing with me getting a new job. You know, you ask for it, you believe that you're getting it, and then you just wait for it to come. And Sagittarius, you guys are so optimistic, and you guys are so like belief system and philosophical that you guys have such a benefit when it comes to the law of attraction and manifesting what you guys want, because you're able to think outside of those parameters of kind of like the real 3D world. You're able to kind of look outward and be like, no, I know what I want and I'm going to get it. So I'm urging you guys to just, on this full moon, July 9th, put out there what you want to manifest into your lives. That being said, I need to quickly let you know about numerology because it is now July and September is the peak of that energy. So this is going to take some math on your part, but because of the math on your part, you'll know that it is specific to you and your experience. So numerology is so incredible in that aspect. So what you want to do is you take your birth month and you reduce that down to a single digit. So for Sagittarius, you guys were born in either November or December. December, you take 1 plus 2, and that equals 3. If you're born in November, leave it as an 11, okay? So just use that 11 as a whole number. But if you're born in December, you want to add 1 plus 2 for the 12th month, and then you get a 3. So you have a reduced single digit unless you were born in November. Take your birthday and reduce that down to a single digit by adding those two numbers together, unless you're born on the 11th or the 22nd. So you're reducing it down. So if you're born on the 26th, you're doing 2 plus 6 and you get an 8. So now you have 2 single digits. You want to add those together, okay? And then reduce that down, unless you got an 11 or a 22 or 33, 44, etc. Those are master numbers. So reduce that down to a single digit, then add 1 to it. Okay, I still got you? Add 1 to that single digit that is based on your birthday and birth month combined and reduce down to a single digit. Add a 1 to it for 2017 so that we know we're talking about this year in specific. Like I said, if you got an 11, 22, 33, blah, 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 don't reduce it down. Only reduce down the non-double digit numbers, okay? So you have your number, and I'm going to quickly roll call through and let you know where the peak is in September. What's going on this year so far based on your numerology birthday and where it's going to peak in September, okay? So if you got a 1, new beginnings. I'm sure that you've already had tons of new beginnings already. Like this is already a new beginning year universally. So pretty much new beginnings. September, that's going to be the peak of this new beginning. That's when you're really going to start to see any new ideas, new friendships, new concepts, new jobs, new whatever, new beginnings. And these beginnings are going to last you for the next 8 years. So you want to make sure that you're putting the proper focused attention into what you want to start. If you just have an idea, I want to start something September, start it. Sag, start it in September if you were having a 1 personal year, because it is, especially if you're like starting a business or whatever, a website, you have so much support. So please start it. If you got an 11 or a 2, if you got an 11 and you've been looking for your soulmate, this is the year where you're probably going to find that that friend or that person that came into your life is just part of your tribe, part of your soul, and you're really going to realize that emphasized in September. If you got a 2, September is really that peak of that teamwork, that cooperation, that partnership, and just kind of working with people as opposed to against them, working with and finding your tribe, your allies. If you got a 3, this is an incredibly creative year for you guys. Really a year for starting that new creative project, putting it out there. Like I said, if you are starting a business or writing a book, September, just launch it. Even if you're not done, even if it's not perfect for you, just launch it, okay? Because you have a lot of good luck and a lot of energy surrounding that is going to be incredibly beneficial, and this opportunity doesn't come around very often, so use it to your advantage. This is a year of new beginnings, no matter what. If you got a 4, I know you're feeling, keep holding on. I'm on a 4 year, and it has been one of building, foundation building. Yeah, there's been some obstacles, but overcoming those obstacles are what's creating that foundation that is stable, that is secure. So it may feel like you're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but it is all part of the greatest and highest good and the proper process, okay? So for the people who start something this year and don't have anything foundational, they're going to lose it all, right? But if you're in a 4 year and you're starting something with that 4 energy, congratulations, you're actually able to build something of sustainable value, right? So it may be difficult, but this is what's needed, okay? If you got a 5, changes peaking in September, either change of residence, change of jobs, flow with it, because changes are coming. Changes have probably already happened in your lives, so there's no point of resisting that change. You might as well just try and deviate your life toward changes, right? Like, for instance, on a month where I have 5 energy, I'll make little changes to my routine or to my schedule. I'll make those little changes because then you have control over the energy that's already going to come in. So you might as well just, you know, take a grasp of it and make those changes on your own before they're thrust upon you. If you've got a 6, this is really a year of nurturing the family, friends at home, either marriage or divorce, separation, or getting back together. Maybe a child's being born, but it's really focused on what's going on at home and your responsibility is there. Okay, if you got a 7, nice to see you, because I'm sure your friends and family haven't really seen you. You're really doing a lot of inner work, a lot of internalized structures and self-study, self-development, and that is just preparing you for your power year next year. Which brings me to if you got a number 8. If you got a number 8, this is your power year. Use it to your advantage. You're in July now. September is the peak of that power, either financial, emotional, or spiritual power, power gains or power losses. So if you're bad with money, we're in July now, get a financial plan together, because come September, there might be a sudden financial gain or a sudden financial loss. So just try to be prepared, and it could also be power gain or power loss. My mother-in-law had the 8 last year, and she lost all power and control over the kids, and she's still grasping, trying to get it back. So just prepare yourself for some power struggles. People are really testing you right now to see how much give and take you can get. Flow with it. That's all you can really do. If you got a 9, something is coming to an end, completion of a cycle that would have started 8 years ago. September is the peak of that ending, but you've probably felt a lot of ends all year. So that's numerology. That's what's going on. Like I said, post your birth details below or send me a private message if you're more private at beyondyoursunsign@gmail.com, and then we can figure out exactly what's going on, where you have good energy, where you have clear energy, and where you will be peaking in your year cycle and what that means for you, okay? Glad to help, so please utilize me while you can. Okay, Sag, we're going to get started on our reading now that we're like 100 hours in. Ooh. Okay. So somebody is causing you some grief. Somebody is causing you to really get low vibe. And that's not the Sag way. You guys are optimistic. You guys are expansive. So this person who you are bound to is really, really trying to bring you down. And that's probably because they don't have anything lifting them up right now except for you. So it's like, get down on my level. You can either conform to that and feed into it, or you can elevate yourself, because the higher you get, the more people will be forced to rise with you. But if you're going to keep going back down to their level, nobody's going to get anywhere, right? So there is a lot of low vibe, feeling like you've lost some power in a situation, feeling like you've lost some control, don't know which way to go, don't know which step to take, because you know that every small step has been making such a ripple effect in your life. It's been making such a huge difference that you know that you have a responsibility to think before you act. This new beginning that came in, there's seems like a lot of negative energy over what you've built so far in your power struggle. It seems like a lot of fighting, a lot of argument in relationships, and you really just want it to end because you are feeling more optimistic, you are feeling more creative and expansive. Why are these people bringing you down? Why are these people constantly making you feel like you can't be happy? Why is that? That is because they are not happy, and you're giving your power away by saying that they're dictating your happiness. So this is a theme that's going on, really just feeling completely bound to these low vibes, feeling like you have to be low vibe, even though you know in your heart and soul that Jupiter went direct and you're feeling good, okay? So let's see what's going on. Okay, so right now, the full moon is going to be incredibly potent for you guys. And it is needed. It is totally needed. Because the energy of the full moon is going to bring a lot of stuff to the forefront. It's going to clear a lot of baggage. It's going to clear a lot of reputations. So if the reason why this person is low vibe is because they don't feel elevated in their community, they don't feel empowered, they don't feel authoritative, that's the only reason why they're pulling you down. A lot of the times in relationships, when people change, which of course everybody is changing right now, this is 2017, everybody is going through their inner transformations and everybody is changing. The low vibe people around who are still in a dense energy, who are still kind of in that three-dimensional world, whereas the Sagittarius is trying to elevate higher into a five-dimensional world, they're pulling you down because they're scared, okay? It's very, very fearful. And the full moon, Trauma, don't eat it. And the full moon will bring that to light and show that, yeah, the only reason why they're so low vibe is because they're not comfortable with their status, especially their status in your life, the impact that they make on you. When people feel like you don't need them anymore, they go into panic mode and they lash out. It's just what happens. So I'm urging you guys to move on, build a bridge and move on, because there's still a lot of love. You don't need to focus on the pain. There's still so much love. Yeah, it may not be as much as what was lost, as what was spilled, as what was created that you feel like you can't come back from, especially that low vibe, but there is still hope. And you can build a bridge and move over those hard times, especially those emotional hard times. You can get over it. You have the support of Jupiter going direct. You have the support of Neptune going retrograde. You're getting more clear and optimistic about what you can accomplish in your life, within your relationships, within your partnerships, okay? And it's all about creating that change. It's all about saying, I'm freeing myself from this pain, just like the Taurus. I'm freeing myself from this emotional pain. I am building a bridge and I'm moving on. Yeah, they did that. Yeah, they're low vibe. Yeah, they're this. Yeah, they're that. But you don't need to attach yourself to that. That can be acknowledged over here, okay? And you can be like, well, I'm still building myself up. I'm still choosing to see the grass as green. I'm still watering my grass. I'm still choosing to be optimistic. And you have to be diligent about that, okay? This is an obstacle and an aid. And this is a very spiritual card, right? It's the High Priestess. It's all about those secrets, that unseen world, that secret society of knowledge, the 12th house, exactly what Neptune also rules. So, like I said, that haze being removed with Neptune going retrograde is helping you move on. Please post your birth details and we can figure it out together. Happy to do it. Subconsciously, you know you got to move on. You know you got to move on from hard times. This isn't moving on alone. There's another card in the deck that talks about moving on alone with your power. This card is moving on with the family, with the friends, with the idea that it will get better. Subconsciously, you know that you want to move on with them, so there's really no point with the threats. There's no point of saying, I gotta drop this person. Elevate them higher. Elevate them higher by being empowered and by you living from a higher standpoint and from a higher perspective, using your higher self to elevate them. A huge, huge tool and benefit that I have found that has absolutely transformed my relationships is when you meditate, when you get into that meditative state, wake up the spirit guides of the person that you're trying to reach out to, that you're having this conflict with. Wake up their spirit guides and ask your spirit guides to go and talk with them. Be like, hey, what's up? Wake up. Help your person, because a lot of the times we block ourselves off from our spirit guides, and it takes another person to kind of intervene and say, And you do it with love, right? You don't do it with a sense of control. You do it with a sense of understanding, and you allow your spirit guides to work their magic, and you just, it's like an instant thing. I did it for my brother-in-law when he was going through a hard time. And the next day, he sent me an email saying he got a new job and he met someone. It was almost like he needed that night of me awakening his spirit guides with my spirit guides in order to get that eureka moment. Because sometimes we just need someone in the outer realms, in the unseen world, in the secretive world, to work on our behalf, because it shows the universe that we do care, and we're not doing it from a place of malice. We're not doing it from a place of control or deceit. We're doing it from a genuine place because we're going through our spirit guides. There's no wrong that could ever come from that. There's no wrong. So there is somebody on your mind here. It's a young water sign, or someone who is really emotional, somebody who recognizes the waves of the past, recognizes the emotional hard time, and is really trying to get on a more optimistic plane, on a more optimistic and level field, but still looks at their emotions like it's the end all be all, okay? What they feel, I was just oh, I love synchronicity. I was just reading about how people do not make decisions based on fact. Everybody is emotion driven. So if you're trying to change this water sign's mind, you have to go from an emotional level. That may be hard for you as a fire sign because you just feel like this person is that wet blanket putting out your spark, but try to get at them through an emotional level, whether that is through their spirit guides, whether that is through some tears, whether that is through some laughs. Just try to get to them on an emotional level. I'm married to a water sign, and I remember being in a situation where he just wanted to see me cry. He literally was like, I'm not forgiving you until you repent. Like, cry and feel bad. They just wanted to see that I had an emotional connection, that I cared to what they were saying, that I heard what they were saying, and that I was emoting, okay? So this person that is all you're thinking about, this younger emotional person, this younger water sign, they just really want you to emote so that you guys can move on together, so you can build a bridge over that spilt emotion and move on, okay? Because new emotion is here. New emotion absolutely is here. Oh, you can't see that. There we go. A new emotion, like I said, is here, and it is incredibly pure, and it is incredibly light and loving, and it's not something that is malicious or negative. So it's interesting to have that low vibe pop out, because it isn't low vibe. It's only low vibe in how it's manifesting into the physical world. But when you strip away all those layers, all those low vibrations, it really just comes down to one single emotion, and it is love. That is the number one emotion. That's the first emotion. You can't have fear, you can't have hate, you can't have greed, you can't have envy without a first initial love spark. So try and get to that spot. Try to push it all aside and be like, oh, at the heart of it, when it really comes down to it, this water sign, this struggle, this low vibe is all because of love, okay? You right now are really building yourself up. You're really seeing what you can create in this world and what fun and optimism can build for you. So keep having fun. Keep building based from an optimal place, and guess what? Your family and friends will get the message. You're here to have fun. You're here to be positive. You're here to be creative. You're so done with the low vibe. You're so done with all that because it is beautiful out. It is summer. Jupiter is direct. You're getting clear because Neptune is retrograde. Your family will get the message that you're not even associating with that low vibe crap. You're allowing yourself to elevate higher. They will get the message as long as you share it with them. Hope and fear is to finally just have some fun and create with your family and friends and just let loose and be explorative and adventurous and optimistic and have high energy and positive energy. You want it. It's coming. Stop fearing that if you have fun and stick with your funness, that this low vibe person is going to get more upset. Like, how dare you have fun when this, that? How dare you be so optimistic when this, that? That is just a fear. At the end of the day, if you're starting out and you want to have fun and you want to enjoy yourself and be optimistic and be creative, family and friends will eventually get the picture. And nobody, okay, negativity spreads like a weed, but positivity is 10 times more powerful. anybody, I've noticed firsthand, because I've had some negative people in my life, the more positive you are, the more those people who are negative either have to remove themselves from your aura, which is good, or they have to elevate themselves higher. So no matter what, you having fun and focusing on Jupiter going direct and where that energy is giving you the most love and luck and high energy, the more you focus on that, the more your family and friends will naturally be forced to adapt or lose you. That's essentially what it is. Like for me, I had a lot of negative family members, and me just adapting to a positive state of mind, they're still there, but they just sort of, they'll come in and out and they don't stay long. They'll just come in and out because they can't, light is too bright. Light always lights up darkness, right? That's the only way to clear dark energy is through light. So Sag, we need you guys to just keep spreading your light, spread your smile, spread your joy, spread your optimism. That's what you guys are here to do, to change people's beliefs that we live in a society of low vibrational greed, envy, all that low crap. We need you guys to prove to us and to show us that we can have a life filled with love and optimism and fun and still be master manifestors and still be incredibly successful and still be even happier than we would with a low vibe. We need you, Sages, okay? Have fun. You have my permission. Future card, you're going to find a lot of strength. You're going to find a lot of power when you start to elevate higher. Okay, I was just reading about 5D and how when we do start to get into that heightened state, everything changes. Like the food you taste changes. Your ideas, your outlook on life, your perspective, your family, your friends, all of your relationships, your job, your car, everything just changes to suit that. For instance, someone who is incredibly positive, like I try really hard when it comes to driving, okay? Because my husband has issues with patience. He has his Mars in Aries like I do. He has issues with patience. So in the car, I always just try to manifest no traffic. And it may sound incredibly crazy, but something usually happens where even if we are stuck in traffic, it's very short, and it ends up being that we come up with an idea or a joke or something amazing in the car in that stalled time that we wouldn't have had the opportunity to do. So we're able to instantly see how that stopped time was a benefit, or it'll end up being that there's absolutely no traffic at all and it doesn't make any sense. For instance, I hated commuting, so I started to become more positive and I started to be like, I'm getting a job closer to home, yada, yada, yada. And then the commute just disappeared. So it's still out there for people who haven't manifested out of it, but it doesn't exist for the positive, for the positivity in my life. See what I'm saying? It's still there, but if it's not in my awareness, it doesn't really affect me. So yeah, you're going to find a lot of strength and a lot of optimism when it comes to just having fun and to being positive. And the first step is to recognize that that person causing you grief, that water sign or that emotion that came in that's causing you grief, it's all that's needed, because on the full moon, you're going to be releasing some really dense energy and some really harsh truths, okay? That is all that I have for you guys. Love you, Sages. Thank you so much for being you. You have no idea how much I appreciate the Sages in my life, because you guys give me something to look forward to, because the positivity is just, it's beautiful. I love you guys. Have an amazing July. Don't forget to message me with your birth details so we can get you to that power place much faster. I love you guys. I'll see you in August, okay? Bye, Sages.